So how much did YouTube pay me for 1 million views in 2024? The answer may just surprise you. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ministry of Guitar. I'm Utkarsh, coming to you from Singapore. This is yet another sojourn away from the world of music and guitar and into the world of YouTube. I recently noticed that I crossed 1 million views this year, 2024. And I thought it was apt, excuse me for a second, to just look back and draw some conclusions about the time spent here. Just to give you some background, I had about 1,500 subscribers at the beginning of this year. I have about close to 40,000 now, by the way. I do encourage you to help me get past 40,000. And basically, I've been doing this YouTube thing a little bit more seriously for about 12 months. So I started October 2023. I already had a small YouTube channel. I did it a bit more seriously. So in 2 months, it was big enough to be monetized, which is I was getting 4,000 watch hours a year as a run rate. So January 1, 2024, actually, it got monetized. It's a very good, convenient date, so I can now analyze it. So without any further ado, let's look at the numbers. So far in 2024, 1 million views, rather 1,047,000 to be precise, 70,000 or 69.6 thousand watch hours, 38,000 subscribers added, and $3,407 US. This would be, I would say, a moderately successful YouTube channel because I have grown from about 1,500 to almost 40,000. But of course, this is by no means in the leagues of the large YouTube channels. So $3,400 for 1 million views. This is, of course, paid by YouTube as a portion of the advertising revenue that they receive on the channel, as well as some money that they pay from YouTube Premium, though the distribution of YouTube Premium isn't exactly very, very transparent. Hi, Utkarsh from the editing desk here. So a couple of things to note. It is clear how much YouTube Premium is paid to me. What is not clear is what is the portion of revenue. And as far as advertising revenue is concerned, you can see the difference between what advertisers pay and what the YouTuber gets. So there's a significant margin that YouTube makes even on the advertising money on your own video. Anyway, back to the video. Now, let's talk about a few questions. One is how does this work out from a work basis? How much work, how many videos, how many hours of work did it take to get these 1 million views and these $3,400 US, and is it worth it? Secondly, what are the lessons that I have kind of garnered over this, right? And I've talked about this before, but I'll talk in a bit more detail about whether this enterprise is indeed worth your time. Well, let's talk about the work. I went back and counted. This year, I have published about 150 videos and about 50 shorts. I was doing shorts earlier, but later I decided I don't like doing shorts and I'm not doing this as a living anyway. So I just continue to doing what I like. So 150 videos. 150 videos. Luckily, my videos are more of a monologue kind. They have editing. I mean, I do guitars and stuff, so there is a lot of shooting that happens also. But you could assume at a fair average that it takes me between shooting and editing a video only about 3 to 4 hours, which is on the lower end of what a typical video would take any YouTube producer. So 3 to 4 hours per video, 150 videos, you're talking about 450 to 600 hours. And we're talking about getting, for that, say, let's just take 500 hours to go with, right? For that 500 hours, I've gotten about $3,400, so about $6 an hour for my time. It's probably a little bit less because there's time spent conceptualizing the video, not counting all of that. Time spent analyzing what's going on, but nonetheless, $6 to $7 an hour. So as you can see, this is barely at minimum wage in a developed country, probably less than that. It is something, but there are much, much, much better ways to earn a living. So that kind of goes back into this entire YouTube game. At this point in time in 2024, at least in the beginning, and even I would not say I'm entirely at the beginning. I've been doing it for about 1.5 years. I'm at a reasonable size. It is a lot of time and effort for relatively little return monetarily. Now, there are other returns from it as well, which are different, which could be your own fulfillment, your own passion. But simply speaking, monetarily, it's not really worth it. A few other things to note is that you may put a lot of time and effort in a video, and it doesn't matter how well the video is edited, how well produced the video is. unless the video catches, or rather reaches a certain threshold, and 99.9% of videos don't reach that threshold, YouTube will simply stop boosting that video after 2 days. So most videos have a lifetime of 2 days. Some videos make it past that horizon and they become the viral videos. I myself have had about probably 2 videos that went relatively viral, over 100,000 views, and then a few others that crossed well into the 10,000, 20,000. But most of the videos just basically die after 2 days. So that's something to be aware. Suppose you put in hours and days of effort into a video and it basically just has a lifetime of 2 days, you may feel very discouraged. For me personally, I enjoy doing this. My videos are anyway more of a talking style, a little bit of basic filming. So because my production value is not very, very high, and it is relatively almost like talking into the camera, and I'm very used to talking like this, having my previous background in the corporate world where presenting was a big part of what I did. So for me, it feels very natural. It is not very difficult for me to keep up this pace of one video every 2 days. 150 videos in 11 months is a video every 2 days. But if you are planning to do something that is a little bit more production intensive, I can happily see how this could be burnout, right? Because for me, one video every 2 days is like 3 hours every 2 days, right? 3 or 4 hours, 2 hours a day. It's not going to burn me out, right? It's okay. I can live with it. Even if I'm not getting a huge amount of money from it, which is also okay because I'm not really doing this for the money. There are much easier ways to earn money in this world than to do YouTubing. Uh, just 2 hours a day is not discouraging for me. I'm pretty happy to do it. That's why I keep doing this, and it is rewarding to see the subscribers grow. But even look at the subscriber journey that I have, right? You see certain spikes. These spikes correspond to when you have those viral video moments, and then it flattens. Like for example, the last few months it has been pretty flat, and a lot of that has to do with the U.S. election because my primary audience is in the U.S. and the US election had two effects. One, it clogged up a lot of advertising because YouTube does YouTube advertising that competes with normal content. So as you can imagine, both the campaigns were doing a lot of advertising. And secondly, there was a lot of political content. And as a YouTuber, one thing to remember is you're not only competing for the attention of your audience with other people in your space, you're competing with every space possible. Somebody may choose to watch a podcast, Joe Rogan podcast, instead of this, as an example. Right? You're not only competing with, like for me, a music, guitar, YouTube channel. I'm not only competing with music and guitar, I'm competing with everyone. So when everybody is focused on the election, not that many people are watching guitar content as much. So that's another thing to be noted, right? That you are subject to the whims and fancies of the macro environment around you. All right, folks, I hope this was helpful. I hope you get a sense of what this is. Some of you may just be curious about it. Others may be contemplating taking a plunge into this YouTube thing. And I'm hoping that I provided you with some helpful information that will help you figure out the way forward. All right, I'll see you next time.